God, The Long Night. So we decided to catch up on some Shudder originals. Our plan was to watch like 5 in a row or something. And then we watched this one. Or was it another one? It was a different one, but it was also this one. It was the other one. It was the
Night's End?
Night's End, which we're going to do next. But this one and that one together was just like, I think we're just going to not for a little while. Because we're trying, I always try to keep up on the Shudder originals. And we've really been trying to keep up on them like every Thursday. But, they're just a mixed bag. And that's just all there is to it. So, The Long Night, which actually took us 3 nights to finish. Even though it's only... it's only an hour and 30. It took us 3 nights to finish. Not a good sign. This was directed by Rich Ragsdale, yeah. But wait. Oh, I see. There. Okay. For some reason, I was seeing that as a D. And I was like, wait, what? And he directed a movie called Ghost House with also Scout Taylor Compton, who also stars in this one. And I liked that movie. I was kind of defending it because it got some pretty terrible reviews. Although on IMDb, it has a 4.7, which is much better than the 3.7 that this one has. I even found it at the Dollar Tree, so I do own it. I liked it, and I was defending of it. And while I did not like this movie, I will be defensive of certain things. Because I do think the director has a good eye.
Yeah.
And I think that the music was good.
Yes.
And I thought that really Scout Taylor was good, but not given a ton to do. It was cool to see Jeff Fahey. Because Duke from Psycho 3 will always be exciting for me to see.
Stupid bitch.
You could have been coming instead of going. Should have been going. No, I don't think I was going to go for a different line there. I don't know what happened. Could have been coming instead of going. No, what? It's just watch the guitar, okay? That's what we need to be really saying. So, yeah, a devoted couples weekend takes a devoted couples quiet weekend. A devoted couple?
That was, oh man, I can't believe they call them a devoted couple in the synopsis. Because
quiet weekend takes a bizarre turn when a nightmarish cult and their maniacal leader come to fulfill an apocalyptic prophecy.
Yeah, that should have a C.
That's not how you spell prophecy.
Or another spelling.
It might be a different spelling, but I own 5 prophecy movies, and none of them are spelled like
that.
S?
None of them have that Z
P-R-O-P-H-E-S-Y. I don't know who wrote this.
I don't know either.
Anyway.
So that's like right off the bat, one of the big problems we both had with this movie was the chemistry between the 2 main actors.
What chemistry?
Which exactly was non-existent. From like the beginning of the film, it's so lukewarm. There's nothing there. And then very quickly into the beginning of the film, they have a argument, and you don't feel anything for either of them.
No.
At all. And then throughout the film, the boyfriend, I just feel like he didn't even need to be there. I feel like she could have been by herself the entirety of the film, and it would have been the same.
Yeah, I think what would have been better had they been with another couple. Had we been able to up the body count, for there to be more interaction for them to be going through. Because they kind of start to set up this plot line almost like Get Out, where he's meeting, or she's going to go meet his rich family, and she's kind of nervous about it. And then they talk about it, and then they're in the car, and we think they're on the way there, and that's already gone and done with.
We don't even see it.
No, not at all.
At all.
And you're like, oh, so they met the family, and it's okay now, and it's over. And it felt like a really weird inclusion, because it doesn't really amount to anything. And then they decide, like, well, we're going to go try to find her family. And they go to this, this place.
Like a farmhouse,
I
a
guess.
really rich-looking
And
farmhouse.
I didn't even really understand what was happening there. I know her family was supposed to maybe be around there, and she was looking for them. I didn't really understand that. And then the Jeff Fahey's character shows up, and he's like, "Who the fuck are you?" So she said, does she know where her family is or doesn't? Because she went there, but did she not like Airbnb that place, or like should she
She's
just
like,
show?
let me read the reviews first.
Honestly,
suspicious cult activity.
This is what happens when you break a film into 3 parts, right?
Part
you
of
just
it is
start to
that.
go like, wait, what happened again? And honestly, we watched this like a week ago, so we broke it into 3 parts, and we didn't review it for a week. But even if you can make sense of that, I don't really care, because what it really comes down to is that the like connection to the characters is pretty much non-existent. The boyfriend I could just do without completely in every way. And the film is very stylized in a lot of areas. It's very like cosmic, trippy. There's even a really like bizarro shot with a vagina, which I really liked.
Yeah.
Because I really like the visuals. I really like vaginas.
That's what I thought you were gonna say.
I do. Vagina. I like one vagina.
Good catch.
That's a good catch. But so the film feels very stylized, yet also very generic.
Yes,
which is a
super
very odd
generic.
combo.
But the generic part really comes from the story, like
Yes.
the writing primarily. Because the style is something we both really enjoyed. There's some super cool visuals throughout.
Yeah.
Very trippy and cosmic, like you said. And then paired with the music, like that part I really liked from the film.
Yeah.
I could have done with tons of that. But the writing is just, it's boring. It's really boring.
Yeah.
I didn't have really any interest in anything except how the cult looked and
the visuals,
just the sequences. But
yeah,
it's a shame.
It is a shame. After watching this, I had remarked to you that this reminded me very heavily of a lesser version of House of the Devil. Satanic cult, person in a house, although it was 2 people, but it might as well have been 1 since the other person was kind of just non-existent. So, now Scout, as I said, I think Scout is fine in this, but like in House of the Devil, Jocelyn Donahue is given so much more to do.
So much
right?
more.
And she has a great chemistry with her friend, played by Greta Gerwig, that you really like care about them once they get to the house, right? And she's trying to talk her out of it, and they have this really good scene at the pizza joint together, and when she's renting in an apartment, and you really see like the stakes. You really see why she wants this place. You really see why she would, go into this uncomfortable situation. You get the motivations. And in this, it's just, you just don't care. And by the end of the movie, you're slightly confused, even though the film is pretty straightforward
for the most part.
and generic, as we had said. It's just like, cult wants person for thing. That's it. And then movie ends.
Yeah.
Right? It is very simplistic, yet still somehow confusing at times. And you're like, how can you make it generic, simple, yet confusing and boring? Right?
It's a
but
bizarre
with good
combination.
visuals.
I know.
And cool music.
And the motivation for her going to this house is like put forth in the first like 5 minutes, where she and her boyfriend are talking about going to this place, and it means a lot to her to find out about her family, and that's it. That's all you get.
Yeah.
And it's just not, it's not even that it's like, there's no subtlety. It's not that it's trying to be subtle. At least that's not the feeling that I got from it. It just is kind of like, I don't know. It's not enough. Like, there needed to be more of an explanation as to why she cared. Like
Sure.
whether she was from a bad foster family or just, had this burning desire to find out, which is, I think, what we're supposed to feel.
Yeah.
Is that it's like gnawing at her because she doesn't know. But I don't get that sense of urgency in her. And I don't feel like we get enough time with her before going to the house to have that set up properly.
Yeah, you definitely don't give a fuck about anything to do with why they're there. They do not sell you on that at all. There's no interest in like, oh, she's looking for her family and I want to see her succeed, or I want to see how that plays out, or I wonder who it is, or any of that stuff. It's just so like thrown in there, and it doesn't really make an impact at all, even though it tries to make an impact at the end. But you're so checked out, and they didn't do any real setup for that. And if you can't guess what that ends up being, I don't know what to tell you. That is fucking crazy. If you can figure it out just from fucking what this movie's about. You can figure out what her family is. It's pretty simple. Yeah.
That's it.
There's no fucking twist to that shit at all. You just don't care. That's it. And that's a shame, because
it is.
You had a good actress who I think is incredible in Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. I've defended that movie, and I will continue to until the day I die. I think she's amazing in it. I think Brad Dourif's amazing in it. I think fucking, also everybody. I mean, for the most part, you got the three. Daniel Harris as well, and they're all just so great in it. So you got her, and you've done well with her in the past with, the Ghost House, right? So I don't know. It's a shame.
Yeah.
And I was hoping to defend it because it had a 3.7, and I was like, oh, come on, it's not that bad. I don't know if it's a 3.7.
Yeah.
That seems a little harsh, but I wouldn't take it. I'd be fine with it in the 4s.
Yeah.
I think that sounds about right.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah. 3.7 is a little low, just the visuals and music. I think they deserve more than that, but not much more.
Yeah.
That's it. So yeah, it's on Shudder. Not a recommendation, but if you want to see what we're talking about, go check it out and get Shudder, because it's worth it regardless.
It is. 100%.
Yeah. Shudder, pay us already, fucking pricks. All right, moving on to the next one. Bye.